Welcome to day 2385 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey originally as I jumped online from the brick and mortar as well as corporate world of businesses. I worked in corporate for over a quarter century while simultaneously growing, building, supersizing, buying, selling businesses in different industries, which gave me a huge sense of security to do and be myself in corporate America. A lot of times, and don't get me wrong, being a woman in corporate America in the 80s, 90s, 2000s was challenging, and it continues to be challenging for everybody, right? We're all so different, but when we come together in organizations, we need to mesh our strengths, build on our strengths, and make the business and the world a better place. It's part of our signing on to join an organization. I could talk about that for months, I'm sure. Well, today for the Let's Grow Annual Challenge, we are talking about step 3 of our SOAP framework. The SOAP framework is a way for dealing with, it's just a process, right? For dealing with any challenges, obstacles, setbacks, problems, difficulties, roadblocks, whatever you want to call them, things that happen in our life and in our businesses that we want to handle in a positive way. Well, the SOAP framework allows us to do that. So step 3 of that is action, taking action. Well, before we can take action, we need to analyze the options and the alternatives we came up with yesterday. So I shared the urine analysis today with the group in order to have a tool in their toolbox to analyze and choose among alternatives. It's a more in-depth, complicated one than plus or minus, pro, con, head, heart, intuition than some, but it's also something that we can do with a piece of paper or on a napkin or on an envelope really, really quickly to determine which option to take action on right now. Whenever we make a decision or make a choice or set a goal, we never want to leave, thank you, Tony Robbins, the scene of that decision or goal or choice without taking some action to move us toward that, right? Maybe it's just picking up the phone and calling somebody. Maybe it's hopping online and doing a little research. Whatever it is, you need to do something to solidify your own commitment to the thing that you said that you want. And the SOAP framework is a way to do that. So we talked about the urine analysis. We talked about different tools that we can apply to each step of the SOAP framework. And in Guide to the Let's Grow Annual Challenge private group, Facebook group page, there is an example of Donald that we're carrying his desire to improve his presentation skills and public speaking to increase his confidence and get better results in his life. And then I'm using solo travel. I'm legally blind. I guess, I don't know if people know that or not. I think so. I think I talk about it often enough these days. Didn't used to talk about it at all. Used to hide it in corporate America that I was visually challenged. I used to hide it in just my overall life and interactions and didn't let it slow me down. But in 2019, my vision in both eyes tanked to the point of being legally blind. So that made it necessary for me to give up a lot of things that I used to love to do. And that was traveling, solo traveling, hopping in the car and going wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted. Obviously don't drive these days. So that has put a kibosh on the hopping in the car and going wherever I want, whenever I want. But there are always options and possibilities and things that we can do. And that's where my focus is with respect to this, is exploring what kind of travel, what kind of options, what kind of things are still available to me, even though I'm visually challenged. I want to see as much of the world as I can before I can't see it at all. Fuzzy is better than nothing, is the way I look at it. So for Supersize Your Business, we're talking about influencer marketing in the real estate industry and in the real estate market today, working with a new real estate investor who wants to make his mark on the real estate industry in a way that is quick and fast. He wants to get to be known quickly in the market as a leader and an expert. And I thought about this after I was done talking about it. The best influencer to be in your market is the industry leader for your niche, for your market. If you are the influencer, you don't have to go find other people to borrow their audiences or to show up and talk you up, because you are the one that everybody else wants to come and talk their business or their industry out. I think that makes sense. So Friday here in my neck of the woods, I don't usually talk about what day of the week it is because sometimes I forget. And other times it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter when you're listening to me and what we're talking about, because the topics are pretty timeless, right? Things like thinking for yourself, doing what's right, making the world a better place. Those concepts don't ever go away if they are core to who you are and core to your being. They're always in the background of your mind, running programs on your subconscious and influencing your choices and decisions and the actions that you do or do not take. Won't go down that rabbit hole this morning. If I can help you anyway, what do? A, ask. A is for ask. I can tell some stories about asking that got me over my fear of asking. I would never, in college I asked questions, although it was hard because there were only 2 women in my engineering classes, one and me for the most part. So both of us got together one day and we talked about it and we said, you know what? We're here to get as much as we can out of our education. Don't care what these guys think. If we have a question, we're going to ask it. And it's amazing when you ask a question, you suddenly realize all the people around you who you think have the answers and already understand something, they don't get it either, right? So never be afraid to ask a question. And if somebody picks on you about it, ask them what they've been thinking and wondering about that they've been too afraid to ask, right? It takes courage to put yourself out there and ask a question, but putting ourselves out there, taking steps, asking questions, making mistakes and being okay with them, but learning the lessons is how we learn and grow. All of us, whether we want to admit it or not. All right. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.